Hi, living in Boulder vlog. What day is it? The 31st of January on Sunday at 4:42 p.m. I didn't get that up that long ago. I think it was 3:30 or 3-ish. Wake up. I love sleeping in videos. I mean, I love sleeping during the day because I know that I need to sleep when I'm sleeping during the day. You know what I mean? When you're like laying in bed and it's daylight, you look outside and it's daytime and your curtains are open and it's just light everywhere, but you're sleeping like a baby. You know you need to sleep when you're sleeping like that. That's why I love sleeping during the day. Because I only like sleeping when I have to sleep. And then you just get up when you can, you know? Like I'm pretty much awake. I'm catnapping. You know? Maybe I get REM a couple hours or whatever, but then I do the other 4 hours or whatever. I finish up my 8 hours pretty much awake, but relaxed. It's great. I love it. So here's my living in Boulder vlog. Turn the comments on for videos made for children, you motherfucking idiots. YouTube. Yeah, and if you're going to do that bullshit, at least upload a video explaining your crap. Who was the idiot who made up that decision, you know? Why does the Wizard of Oz have to hide behind a goddamn curtain all the time? Anyway, yeah, I'm still working on my thing. I haven't done my video for a couple days. I should keep up when I get up, but I'm like pressured. I was working pretty much until I passed out last night. When I got up this morning, I saw that I had double done a trail. So I must have gotten myself tired and been like sleep working or something, which is kind of a bummer because, you know, that took a while. It's a pretty long trail and really narrow. Each one's a while. But whatever. That kind of stuff is bound to happen. But, yeah, I'm still here tracing, you know. I mean, it's super interesting because I haven't mountain biked in, like, Fort Collins or Golden before, but I always knew they had mountain bike trails, and so now I'm tracing them, so I'm, like, learning it, you know. It's almost like going on a mountain bike ride for the first time on a trail. And, yeah, there are some really cool trails. I mean, I was thinking last night I'm going to figure out how many miles of trails, you know, are within foothills range and I guess mountain range of two different categories of, you know, from a city, from Boulder, Fort Collins, and Golden, so you know exactly how many miles it is for mountain biking. I have a feeling Golden and Fort Collins are better than Boulder. All Boulder has is like Batasso Preserve. Oh, but there is a bunch of stuff up in like Netherlands, but that's kind of far. If you're talking about within just 10 minutes of town, Golden and Fort Collins are pretty good, but we'll see. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm just kind of bouncing around, you know. I was tracing some Fort Collins, and then I moved down to Golden, so now I'm doing Golden, and they have these two flat top mountains in Golden that are time consuming, so I just started working on one of those, and I might burn out and bounce somewhere else, so I'm just dashing around. I think maybe I've been doing this for like a week, but I'm not paying attention. There's a reason why I haven't done this project before. I've been wanting to do it. And, you know, but then as time goes on, you kind of forget why you don't. And then you start working on it and you're like, this is really interesting. Why didn't I do this before? Or why didn't I finish it when I started before? And the reason is because it's time consuming. It was just way too daunting. So I guess I held it off, but it's actually a good thing I held it off because, I only got gigabit internet like a year ago or 2 years ago. I can't really remember when it was, but most of the time I've been here, I haven't had gigabit internet. So I wouldn't have been able to, and I have gigabit internet, and I also have myself hardwired to my computer directly from my modem. But before my gigabit internet, I wouldn't have been able to zoom in and out on Google Earth because it wouldn't have been able to catch up with the resolution. And my computer wouldn't have been strong enough. I wouldn't have been able to hold all the stuff I built. I would have had to been breaking it up into lots of different files to work on in Google Earth, so the program doesn't crash, and that would have made it way too consuming and time confusing, and I probably would have overdone trails at that point. It just wouldn't have been a good time to do it. So now is actually a really good time to do it because the computer functions on me. And and since I started building this trails, Google Earth hasn't crashed once. Because Google Earth, sometimes it likes to crash all the time, which is problematic because if you don't save what you've worked on, you lose everything. Google Earth is different than Dreamweaver. Dreamweaver, over the last couple of years, they have it where that when it crashes, you can bring it back, and you don't ever lose anything. But Google Earth didn't like that, but it hasn't crashed. So, but I still save it all the time just in case it does. But yeah, so it's it's super interesting. This is like the most interesting thing. Because I was like, right before I did the video, I'm thinking to myself, yeah, I want to connect all the mountain bike trails and all the bike paths, and then plug up everything from civilization, but keep the natural features just by selectively, creating a good balance on how big my plugs are. Make a false river if I have to out of a polyglot tool. Anyway, create it so that the whole area of like one day away from Boulder is connected, and all you see are the bike paths and nature, and then you look at it like that, and you can just forget and block out all of the civilization, and then I can create my fantasy world, ancient Boulder, Rome on it, top of it, and yeah, I'm really looking forward. See how it looks like, because there's a huge network. You can create a whole world spider web of trails just for bikes in this area. So yeah, but I mean, another week on tracing, at least another week. But maybe in another week I'll have a grasp. I mean, it could be up to 2 more weeks. I'll have a grasp after a week, but it could be up to 2 more weeks. But hell, man, totally worth it. I mean, I've done so many projects with the last couple of years on Google Earth that are way longer than 2 weeks, but not nearly as interesting. My XC4000 was like 3 weeks. That's just a futuristic building. Like, what the fuck was I doing building that? Atlantis was like a month or something. What the fuck? That doesn't even exist anymore. Rome was a lot. So, anyways, yeah, it's got a lot of bang for the buck, as they say, this project. Yeah, but I mean, I'm not done though. It could sneak up on me, because after I build the trails, I then have to trace over it again. Although when you're tracing over something that I did, it's a lot faster. I don't have to look through the trees. Wait, where does it go? Huh? But I trace on a line to know the details of every section that I do. How far it is. On Google Earth, you just do the right click on the line, and it gives you the elevation profile. So I have to do that with every single trail, and then convert those into movies. So I might have to break that project up, because movies are the ones that take up the space. But that'll be cool. And then eventually, yeah, and then perches, 3D panoramas, all kinds of stuff. So anyways, yeah, and then patching. Hopefully I'll do that after this project. So anyways, that's what I'm up to. Who cares how far I'll be done today? Because I'm just bouncing around. I mean, yeah, sure, maybe I could focus on Golden and finish everything in Golden now, but it doesn't really matter, because when I work on it is what interests me. So anyways, enough talking. Keep this under 10 minutes. I'll try to do a video tomorrow. The reason I didn't do the videos the last couple of days was because I felt like I was, getting behind. I was like, oh my God, I'm overwhelmed. What the hell did I bite off on this one? And I have kind of been cleaning my house and stuff, and so when it's a combination of working on a huge project that I wanted to get done soon, and I've got other things, so I'm not working as much on my site, I'm like, oh shit, am I not making progress? And that's when I know make videos. So anyways, no, I think I'm doing pretty good. I'll talk to you tomorrow, though. Keep this under 10 minutes.